Yo, welcome back to the channel. Shaztron here with another compilation of highlights and heartbreaks. Today we're going to be looking at the Cherry Rally. Now, I normally only post the gold trophy runs, but I thought it might be fun to take a look at some of the unsuccessful runs, check out some of the cool moments along the way, and break down where it all fell apart. Let's get things started with an attempt featuring Pauline. Here I have some early success with some hammer tosses. Move my way up into third. Avoid that ice flower shot. Alright, let's see what kind of items we can get here. I make an unsuccessful attempt at trying to take out someone ahead of me, but they get hit with a boomerang, so that worked out pretty well. Use the turbo, maintain my position, get a little assist from blue shell. Now we're out in front. Mario doesn't seem too happy with it though. I'm trying to boost at every opportunity to stay out in front, but Mario is relentless. Alright, coming up, I actually do manage to dodge a red shell with a feather. Can't get past that second one though. Toad makes a move, but he gets taken out by a boomerang real quick. And here we see another successful hammer toss. And I move up to second place. Now let's skip ahead a little bit here. I still got my big horn, which I managed to use on Lakitu. Get some item luck with some red shells, which should definitely help close the distance between myself and Mario. Coming up to the first checkpoint here. Alright, I get Kamek, but we're still in first. I hang on to this red shell in case anyone passes me, which happens right here because I'm still getting used to the track. Could have took that corner a lot better. Fortunately, I had that red shell on me. Just got to dodge some dino legs here. Alright, we skip ahead where I make the mistake of not getting out of the middle of the road when a coin shell comes through. Fire off a green shell, which would have hit, except I didn't realize they were ghosted. Let's see what we get here. Figure there's not much I can do with these items right now, so I burn off the bomb because I am still looking for outfits at this point. Probably should have hung on to it though, as you'll see. Third place, use some dash food to maintain my position, and then I use the second one. And hey, an arrow outfit, so overall not bad, especially considering I ended up with some red shells. Now I'm back in first. Alright, I hang on to these red shells in case anyone gets past me. I see another coin shell coming. I move over a bit, not sure if I had to, but can't do anything about the blue shell. I believe I passed the checkpoint in first place, so I think at this point I'm still on pace for a 3-star run. Now, further back in the pack than I think I have been at any point in this race, other than the beginning. But fortunately, nothing's taking me out or stopping my momentum. I slowly work my way back up to the front. Try and boost as often as I can. Get 2 items, always better than 1. A little turbo here. Some coins. Some drafting. We got that crown back. Mario's not going to make it easy, though. And there's a little buddy Toad with him, too. Oh, first place at the next checkpoint. We are still on pace for a 3-star run. It's going pretty well so far. For some reason, I decided to do a rail grind there, even though the computer just completely cuts the corners. Something I got to keep in mind for later. Taken out by a red shell. Down to 4th. Let's see if I can get some item help here. No, bananas and a green shell aren't going to do much, but let's see if we can just work our way back up with some decent driving right now and hopefully a better item in the future. Definitely further back than I'd like to be at this point, but we hit a green shell shot here. Take 9th place. And I get a couple items up ahead that really help out. Turbos are always great on any corner. I definitely probably should have started drifting earlier to cut across before I get hit by the boomerang. But fortunately I have the turbos to get me back up to pace. And the mega mushrooms, so I can just bully my way right to the front, squishing a few of them on the way. Alright, I end up with a green shell for a little bit of protection. See how long that lasts. Let's see if I can keep this spot to the next checkpoint and keep our 3-star pace. I'll dodge a couple of fire flower shots there. Taking these corners decent. I take this one a little wide, but fortunately the boost maintains and I can keep my momentum up. Toad comes out of nowhere. And I probably could have held on to that green shell a bit longer. Not that it would have mattered, because I'm about to get hit by a boomerang. Not sure why I fired that one off so quickly as well. I guess out of frustration. Not the best move. Oh, I definitely move out of the way of that one. Again, not that it matters, because you can't move out of the way of the lightning. Ah, nuts. 4th place coming into the checkpoint. We're not going to get those 3 stars, but we can still get the gold trophy, and that was the main goal. I just barely take out Birdo. Those bighorns don't have the radius that I think they used to, but they're still pretty effective. I'm up in 3rd, and I get a big assist from a blue shell, taking out both 1st and 2nd, so I can move into 1st and get that crown back. Alright, we're going to skip ahead here. Still maintaining 1st place. That is until I make a very odd decision to cut this corner too tight, and Toad capitalizes on it. Alright, here we are, the final stretch. Now, a green shell isn't exactly what I want at this point, but if I can get close enough, I can hit that shot. Someone else gets into the mix after taking a shortcut, so I fire it off, hoping I might hit one of them. I think it does, but it looks like they had something to block it. I get 2 items, hoping for the best, but this is when it all falls apart. That was a brutal corner. And I don't have any items that'll help me get back up there, so I kind of just have to watch everyone drive away from me. Oh well, we'll just have to take what we learned into the next run. Here we go again. Picking things up with Baby Mario. It appears I did not get a hot start at the beginning of this race, and I also haven't managed to pick up any items. So we're going to have to work off of other people's turbo mushrooms and do some drafting to gain some spots. Oh, that came out of nowhere. I think I got bumped into the path of it, though. Didn't lose too much momentum, and I ended up with 3 red shells, so we're still in pretty good shape here. Can't do anything about that lightning. Just gotta hope I don't fall too far back. Gotta stay with this pack. Hopefully get some good items coming up. We can move ahead a few spots. Road mushrooms certainly help. Get a little drift. Knock out a few people directly in front of me with the blue shell and the front of the pack, which is super helpful. Use my fire flower to knock out another driver. Can't take 1st though. Someone must have went up on top of the waterfall. Alright, got a green shell I can hang on to for defense. But now I fall to 3rd, so there's got to be a 2nd person up top. Get out of the way of the coin shell. Ooh, that was a close boomerang. Yeah, there they are. They're coming down from the upper area. Nice little green shell shot there. Now I get some green shells here that I absolutely should have held on to. There was a good chance those might have hit. Unfortunately, I missed. I should have waited till I closed the gap, and they probably would have helped with this upcoming red shell. However, you absolutely can't hold onto weapons too long. Let's skip ahead here and I'll give you a perfect example. I didn't want to make the same mistake, so I tried closing the gap. Even though I've got 3 shells and I could have had 3 attempts, I didn't want to waste them. Maybe I should have did it here, cross the corner, catch him on the way through, but we'll never know. Because Boo comes in and swipes him. In the meantime, I did end up getting some dash food and got a new outfit out of it. The red shell certainly didn't help. Or my horrendous cornering. Fortunately, a blue shell comes through and takes out 1st place. Let's skip ahead here. Still in 4th, but I managed to destroy a red shell with a big horn in the air, which I didn't know you could do, so that was pretty cool. And coming up, I hit one of the luckiest boost jumps you might ever see. Check this out. Whoa! Alright, let's take another look at that. Unreal. Got away with one there. Another blue shell coming through. And it takes out the entire top 3. Very fortunate. I picked up some dash food along the way. It's time for a snack. Hey, we unlocked a new outfit. Not bad. All right, we're going to skip ahead here. Still got my big horn. I thought I pulled off was the cool drift into some power lines. Turns out it might not have been the right route to take. Here, I try and burn off my horn so I can get 2 items, but I only managed to get the 1, which is mushrooms. You know, a good item at this point, especially since I can't corner properly. What is my problem? Fortunately, the mushrooms bail me out. All right, let's skip ahead to the final section here. I managed to use the big horn to take out 2nd place. And I get help from another blue shell. This has got to be the run, right? The game keeps helping me out. I can't blow this. So the blue shell helps close the gap, and I get a red shell. I'm in a good spot with a great item, but this is actually where it all falls apart. I absolutely should have fired off that red shell immediately to close the gap. Instead, I hang on to it for defensive reasons, which I guess isn't the worst decision, but in this case it doesn't work out. I didn't notice first place got a banana at the last set of blocks, and they dropped it perfectly. So I had to use my red shell on 2nd place. I fire off my 3 green shells, hoping one of them hits, at the same time figuring, okay, I'm going to grab 2 items here. I'm still in good shape on these final turns. A boomerang and a red shell is actually pretty solid, and I nail my boomerang shots. I just don't fire off the 3rd one and get the red shell out quick enough. Would it have made a difference? I don't know, but... Ugh. Time to switch things up. I think we gotta go big. I only picked Baby Mario because I needed outfits. I don't know why they wasted character slots in this tiny little bag. Hey, alright, we're gonna give this another try with Bowser. It's a bigger driver. Let's see if we can get the hot start here. There we go. Let's see if we can use Bowser's size and top speed to maybe finally get this gold trophy here in Cherry Rally. We get a star as our first item, which isn't common, at least in my experience. You usually end up with turbos. Take out a few drivers. Wario wants a taste. There you go. Didn't gain too many positions, though. Let's see what we get next. There's the turbos. Those, combined with a well-placed opponent's bomb, take me from 14th to 9th. Boomerang shot slows me down, but I can hit a turbo immediately to keep the pace and narrowly avoid getting squished. I fire off that last turbo to get into 2nd. Get some coins. Burn off these shells because I am still looking for outfits. And fortunately, my top speed, I assume, puts me in 1st. Hanging on to this red shell for defense until someone gets by me, in which case I feel like I got to use it. Little dash food for a boost. And I think we're in a pretty decent spot early on here. We're jumping off cars, we're getting coins, we're feeling good. So good that I decided to take an alternate route I've never tried before. I didn't really hit it with a lot of speed, but fortunately a blue shell takes out 1st place. Alright, we're going to skip a little bit ahead here. The alternate route worked out for me. Still in 1st place. Got a banana for defense. Taking a peek. Got some distance. 1st place at the 20th place checkpoint. I've learned from previous mistakes. I took that corner better. I also had some item luck with that banana blocking the red shell. It's a shame I don't have anything to help me out with this blue one, though. Alright, I'm trying to get a jump boost here so I can get back up to speed. There we go. Then I get Kamecked. But I managed to dodge the spinny guy by going under the arm. Keep that in mind for a segment in a later race. Alright, we pick things up. Still in 1st place. Still looking for outfits. So I grabbed some double dash food. Oh, double dash. If only. Oh, hey. All-terrain outfit. Things are looking pretty good. Just going to take a look behind. Got some good distance. Things are looking great. Until they're not. I guess I had too much distance. Managed to hang on to 1st, though. We're going to pick things up at the next checkpoint. Take a little peek. Still have a solid lead. Feeling pretty good about this run. Just hit the halfway point. I avoid the rails this time. Take that corner a little better, but I do forget to cut it entirely. Might have saved me a little bit of time. Not that it really matters, because this red shell is going to slow me down anyways. Would have been nice to get that green shell out a bit quicker, but what are you going to do? I'll just hang on to it for defense for now. I'll hope my top speed and some boosts can keep me in first coming out of this section. We're going to skip ahead here where I narrowly avoid some green shells. Can't avoid the lightning though. Kills my momentum. And as you can see, we finally got some competition. Luigi has closed the gap significantly. Careful, Luigi. Don't get too close. I tried to warn him. Fortunately, I get too close to these cars, which is not great timing considering there's also a blue shell coming my way. It's not like the last race where they were working for me. Ooh, down a few spots. Let's see if I can get back into it. A well-placed banana slows me down. But at least I avoid getting squished. Let's see if I can get a good item to get me back up into that lead pack. I use the turbo to cut across the grass and gain a few positions. But then a boomerang hits me and halts my progress. And this is where things get crazy. The next checkpoint is just around the corner and I gotta be an 8th to get through it. Things are looking good until Toad passes me as a bullet bill. I don't know how I'm gonna pull this off. Oh, that was snug. I'm just going to assume it was Bowser's top speed that helped me there. I get even more help from this Mega Mushroom, which I use to cut across the corner and gain a few positions. First place still has a pretty good lead though. Not sure why I took the wires again, as I've been passed up here before. Guess I'm just trying to get used to the new mechanics. I use my turbo and for some reason go past those blocks. Yeah, an item probably would have helped. Unless someone fires off a blue shell, first place is probably just going to keep creating distance from the rest of us. So we're going to skip ahead here. Still in second place, I've managed to grab myself a bomb. I'm just hanging on to it for defense right now. And here we go again. I can see first place in the distance, but it's going to be tough to catch up unless I get some turbos or a projectile that might track them down. Could have took that one better, but I think the ghost helped me not lose any speed. I burn off the feather so I can get to the turbo, trying to do anything to close the gap here. I end up getting a turbo and a big horn, which, in the hands of someone more capable, might have resulted in a gold trophy. Me, I take this drift way too early, misuse the turbo, come out of the grass slow. Not today, Junior. Not in the mood. Ugh. That was the run. What were you thinking, you dumb mother... Okay. We're back. We're using Bowser again. We got close last time. Let's see what happens this time. Hey, turbos. What a surprise. I work my way past King Boo. Use another one to try and keep pace with the pack ahead. Maybe I can get some better items here. I end up getting a turbo and a boomerang. I do some drafting to gain some spots. I use the turbo to gain more. And this is where I hit a 6-hit boomerang combo, starting with a quad shot. That's 4 down, 1 behind, and another for good measure. I give up first here because I should know better than to drive right down the middle of the track when the Boomerang brother's coming up. Silly mistake. Try and catch Yoshi with the shell. It doesn't work, but somehow I dodged that explosion. I don't know what happened. I'm wondering if because I was hanging on to a bomb, maybe that protected me. That was a weird one, but I'll take it. Here I get taken out by Swoop's newly acquired red shells. But I got a turbo, and I can boost, so I should be able to get back into the mix. Let's skip ahead a little bit here. I'm still having trouble getting up front. Take someone out with a boomerang, but then I get taken out with a red shell. Get some more coins, bring that top speed up. Use a couple turbos. Fortunately, I get hit with a horn coming up. But I got one of my own, so I can slow down the person behind me. Although they have turbos, so it didn't really affect them. We're going to skip way ahead in this one because there was a huge chunk of this race where I just could not gain any momentum. I managed to take some opponents out with some green shells, and use my turbos to catch up to third, who then gets hit by an ice flower shot, which helps me out, as well as second, who also gets hit with an ice flower shot. They hit me with their red shell, but I have a turbo to keep the pace, and first place is about to get hit with a blue shell. Let's see where they are. Wow, they actually got a decent lead. Alright, we're picking things up here at the next checkpoint. Currently in second place. Closed the gap between myself and first place significantly, which is great. Waiting for the right moment to shoot this shell, and of course Boo is going to come by and ruin all my fun. These bananas aren't going to help me gain any ground, but hopefully I can rely on my driving, some boosts, and my top speed to get into first. They will provide good defense. Alright, there we go, got that crown back. Bowser Jr. gets a bit too close and pays for it. And now I gotta think fast. There's a blue shell on my tail. I drop my bananas to get to the turbo. Oh, I time it just right and pick up a few items on the way. Woo! That was intense. Still in first, and I'm hanging onto a feather for the exact situation that's about to happen. Unfortunately, I don't use it properly. I might have been able to jump the first one. The second one was going to get me anyways. Fortunately, I blocked the third one with a green shell I had in backup. We're going to skip ahead to the next checkpoint. Still in first place. Things are looking good, but we've seen how quickly that can change. We're hanging on to first place. I get Kamecked, and the big spinning thing's coming towards me. I figure I'm good. I'm going wide, but somehow it takes me out. I don't know what happened there. If you saw in the previous race, I thought I managed to go under its arm before. Oh well, got some work to do now. Apparently I can't resist these wires, so I'm back up there. At least I dropped down for an item this time. Thought I had that shell lined up perfectly. Oh well, moved into second place. I used my ghost just to use it, and that was great timing because I think it saved me from that red shell. The red shell goes on to hit first place, and the Boo got me a mushroom, so that's great. I can use that and the dash food to catch right up to them. Let's skip ahead to the next checkpoint. Bowser Jr.'s right on my tail, and here we go again. Alright, not too bad through the first set of corners. Use my turbo to hopefully gain some distance. And again, I overshoot that corner. I don't know what it is about this section. I don't know if I just get excited, I get nervous, because we've been here so many times before, but I gotta get it together. I'm hanging on to my green shell for defense, and for the right chance to throw it, but then I realize Bowser Jr.'s got a banana, and it's my turn to get too close. Oh, what a bonehead play. That's alright, I got my red shell. Whoa, where'd they come from? Oh, no way. They weren't even in the mix. Oh. Well, if my suffering amused you, a like would be appreciated. Have a good one. Peace.